Hello, everyone. First off, Dr. Oschendorf, I can attest to Hallihurst being very scary at night. I experienced the same thing. Also, for all of you that know Brandon, you all probably know that he would probably be up here instead of me. Brandon is an incredible guy and definitely one of my best friends. So it's an incredible experience to get to follow both these great speeches. To begin with, I just want to continue to attest of how excited I am to be on the stage giving this speech. I'm also very humbled. I worked very hard while I was here at D&E, but I never anticipated being valedictorian. I know I would not have been here if it weren't for my mom, pushing me to always be my best, my family, my girlfriend. They're really the best support system I could ever ask for. I have 15 family members here today, and we're coming from Wyoming, so that means a lot. The professors that have given me so much guidance, Dr. Stover, Dr. Mabry, Brett Kern, Dr. Modry, go Big Red, and the friends that I've made while I've been here. Thank you all for everything you've done in my life. I will never be able to repay you. To the class of 2017, we're finally done. No longer will you need to run to the Booth Library to print off a paper at 4 a.m., which surprisingly is the busiest time for the 24-hour computer lab. No longer will we have to go visit Angie, unfortunately, for brownies, and if you're really lucky, she'll cook you cookies for your birthday. It may not seem like it now, but this is something that you'll definitely miss and cherish for the rest of your life. Education is the one thing that no one can ever take away from you. And we've all been able to accomplish something that some individuals never had the opportunity for. So take a minute, take it all in. Try to enjoy the last few moments you have here at Davis and Elkins. At D&E, each incoming class has a different mantra that they tend to live by. Our freshman year was Leaders of Tomorrow. At least I think so. I looked on the email and I tried to look at the t-shirts and I couldn't tell. So after becoming an RA, I had the opportunity to come early and see what the other classes' mantras were. And my junior year, the mantra was write your story, which at the time, honestly, Scott, we thought it was really cliche. But it really meant a lot to me. And when I found out I had the opportunity to come and speak to you guys, that's what I really thought about. So to help close the story that was written here and to bring forward the next chapter of our lives, I would like to share a few lessons I've learned while in college through stories. If you know me, you know how much I enjoy telling stories about things that have happened in my life. And this storytelling can be attributed to my grandpa, someone that I'm very grateful that is able to be at commencement today. To tell you a little bit about my grandpa, he would be the guy that came to Hallihurst and was ballroom dancing with one of the workers. When I first came to D&E, I had the same goal that I have today, and that's to become a dentist. Now, I had success in high school, but I was not sure what to expect coming to college, taking classes that were notoriously more rigorous. I knew that I needed to do exceptionally well in all my science classes in order to further my odds getting into dental school. The first biology class that I took at D&E was with Dr. Michelle Mabry, Biology 101. When I found out when the first test was, I studied much more than I had for anything in my life. But I couldn't help but be nervous. What if I wasn't able to do well in this class, the foundation of all the other biology classes that I took? I had an incredible amount of self-doubt, something that didn't better after taking the test. Later that day, a third of the students gathered for lab, and Dr. Mabry asked everyone how easy the test was, or how they were feeling about it. I remember how many of my classmates told her that it was super easy, they know they aced it, and in my head I was like, even if it was easy, why would you tell them that? I was in my seat thinking, oh man, I thought that test was hard, I must be really behind. About a week later, the results came in and I received an 89, something that I was proud of and felt that I could work towards. I looked around. It was like something I had never seen. So many of my classmates had failed, and it was crazy to see how many people were crying as we were walking out of class. This helped teach the first lesson that I learned while I was at D&E. That is that hard work pays off. And as President Wood says, the journey continued. When I finished my sophomore year, I had the opportunity to attend Johns Hopkins University for the summer to do biomedical research. There were two things that I was expecting when I arrived. The first, that Johns Hopkins would be a pinnacle, much greater than what D&E had to offer. I also expected to be much further behind my peers, thinking that those going to Hopkins would have a greater knowledge base than I did myself. Upon arriving, I was impressed with the facilities, but the longer I stayed, the more I appreciated D&E. When you first arrive somewhere, you're always being sized up. And I remember a girl, Nicole, who was incredibly worried about trying to show everyone how much she knew. To my surprise, everything that she tried to stump people with, I knew myself. From this brought an incredible amount of self-confidence, an incredible amount of self-pride. To think that I was getting just as quality of an education from D&E as someone who went to what they believed was a better school. From this, I learned my second big lesson. Make the most out of wherever you are. And from this, my journey continued. I worked hard and I made the most of what I had, and I received my first email giving me the opportunity to interview for dental school. My mom and I were shopping for shoes to match the shoe we had bought at Dillard's. My mother and girlfriend both think that shoes complete the outfit. And after we found the perfect pair, actually the pair I'm wearing now, we asked for some help with an associate. The associate that had helped us looked incredibly familiar, and upon returning with the shoes, I realized that this was someone that I'd gone to high school with. I couldn't remember his name, something that I felt bad about at the time, but we made the normal small talk at first. He asked me what my plans were and where I'd be going from here. From this, a fire was ignited inside me, and I became incredibly excited to tell him my story, one that I had wrote here at D&E. He asked a few more questions, and I tried to give him some advice as he was working. I tried to give him some advice as he was working for his associate's degree. And when we were done, he said something that had struck me for a long time. He said, "I've watched a great deal of motivational speakers, and when you were talking to me about your dreams and mine, it sounded nearly identical." This made me think for a long time, and I went home and watched some videos on YouTube myself. Now, the thing that motivational speakers have that makes them so special is their passion. And after deeper reflection, I realized that it's this passion that my high school friends saw in me and the ability to transfer this passion onto someone else. From this, I learned my last lesson of my college career. To find what you're passionate about and give this passion to someone else. And from here, our journey continues. I learned a great deal while I was here at D&E, and I will always be grateful for the family that I have received here. I've never felt closer to one group of people, and to the people that are in my innermost circle of friends, you feel like siblings to me. The friends that you make at D&E outweigh any that you've likely had before. Friends, find that passion. Work hard and refuse to settle for mediocrity. And make the most out of wherever you are, and the story you write in the next chapter of your life will be just as special as the one you wrote here. Thank you.
Colton and Brandon, thank you very much. And we know there's a bright future ahead for both of you. Nice wingtips, by the way.